Welcome back to the Talking Hedge. I'm Josh Kincaid, Capital Markets Analyst and host of your Cannabis Business Podcast. Today we've got Kat Hart. She's a spiritual teacher and leader, previous cannabis entrepreneur. She's a military veteran and has a pretty interesting Washington spiritual retreat kind of wanted to talk about, kind of encompassing cannabis into an active lifestyle. And so just want to thank you for being on the podcast.
Thanks for having me, Josh. I'm so excited.
So tell me a little bit about what you're doing with Washington Spiritual Retreats and how people can participate.
Awesome. Well, I am a spiritual person by nature. Literally, spirit energy runs in both sides of my bloodlines. I consider myself a gypsy and a medium. I've done energy work actively, professionally for over 15 years, and I love it. I love helping to motivate people into shifting their life. I want to inspire people. Motivation definitely comes from within. I want to inspire people to do things differently in their life. I'm tired of seeing people living in emotional and mental pain. And I think that's one of the reasons I really even got into cannabis, 10, 11, 12 years ago, because I was a disabled veteran, and I was actually looking for something for my stomach disability. I was during the Desert Shield and Desert Storm, and I got a stress-related condition with my stomach where I would get sick all the time. And so I can't take pharmaceuticals. They have an adverse effect on my body. And so I was looking for something holistic as an adult that I could take that would alleviate that. I did not grow up with cannabis, didn't grow up with any kind of pharmaceuticals or alcohol, drugs, anything like that. I had a pretty clean family in Southern California. Grew up in events. I grew up literally starting to do events when I was 6 years old. I'm an expert in events. So I love events, from little backyard of high-end bar, little beautiful things to huge motion picture sound stage, Hollywood productions. I literally started doing all that stuff when I was a very young child. And so I really, really am very passionate about events. However, I couldn't stand sickness. I couldn't stand being in physical pain. I can tolerate a lot of pain, but I can't take it long term. Like sustainable pain, I don't know how people do it. I don't know how people live in pain every single day. And if that's you, God bless you. Because honestly, I don't know how you do it. It's an amazing attribute to be able to live in that much pain. But the emotional and mental pain, I can do something about. And so I basically started looking into cannabis, got instantly involved, fell in love, thought this is a beautiful, beautiful flower, beautiful herb that everybody should have access to. I'm actually, I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm actually the world's first best-selling cannabis book author. Your Itty Bitty Marijuana Manual, 15 Ways to Use Cannabis for Your Health. It was the first cannabis book ever to go to bestseller within releasing, I think within 24 hours of releasing, it went to bestseller on Amazon and Kindle. And it's done very, very well. I do want to speak on it more. However, really and truly, this is about the retreats. I'm very excited about the Washington Spiritual Retreats. And really and truly, it is more about getting out of that mental and emotional pain. Having choices as an adult, you can finally choose to take accountability for your life. And that's where I think we're lacking in a lot of ways as adults, is we're not taking accountability. It's so easy to blame other people or other situations, or blame your past, or blame your parents, or blame your financial situation, or blame your boss, or blame your partner, blame your kids. Everything's about blame nowadays. And it's like nobody seems to want to take accountability for the fact that I'm an adult. I created this shit on my own, and I'm the only person that's going to get me out of it. And so that's kind of been my goal. I went through the last couple of years have been incredibly rough. I went through literally the death of both of my parents who raised me, my biological mother and my dad who raised me. I went through a divorce. Right after that, I had a lover who destroyed my heart completely, just ripped it out of my chest. And it was just like rejection after rejection after rejection. And then my business partner ripped me off for basically all the work that I had done for some time to help save the company. And it was just, like I said, it was like everything that could possibly go wrong in someone's life when you hit rock bottom went wrong for me. Without me losing my home and my car, which luckily, is mine, I literally hit rock bottom. So for me, that was rock bottom. I didn't know it could be much more severe for other people, but I was like, why God? Like, why is this happening to me? Why am I I'm a good person, and why do I have this kind of suffering going on in my life? And I just needed answers. I don't want to get stuck in pain. I don't want to get stuck in turmoil anymore. I don't want to get stuck in my head anymore. I didn't want to be stuck in that horrible mind race cycle that controls your life sometimes when you're thinking about the person or the situation, and it's literally going over and over and over. And on social media, you see people are in so much pain. People are crying out online. I just want someone to care. I just want someone to reach out to me in some way. Please, I'm begging you. I hate my life. I don't want to be on this planet anymore. And I just literally cannot go one more day watching all of this stuff on social media. I'm watching people in so much pain. And so I used to have a very good spiritual practice years ago. I was a registered counselor here in Washington State. I have a bachelor's in communications. I've done communication works for over 20 years, over 25 years. And I had phenomenal retreats and courses and everything. And when my mom died, it all kind of fell off, and I just really focused on cannabis. So I'm picking the retreats back up in an effort to get the courses back online and really give people an opportunity to be completely immersed in honoring and acknowledging your own bullshit for the first time in your life, or maybe the first time in your life. I'm very committed to helping adults take accountability for their life, and not only that, stand up for their personal choices in life. Because we're literally, the coronavirus right now is really big. And even though it's been around since the 60s, and I'm sure you guys have heard that it's been around for quite some time, this is just a new strain of it. And people are terrified by everything that's going on because they're not thinking for themselves. I have an incredible immune system. I'm doing everything I possibly can. I'm still going to go outside. Nobody is going to quarantine my ass. I'm a military person. Nobody's keeping me in my home. Absolutely nobody. To me, this is like a military police activity. This is like New World Order activity, because it's like they're testing a created virus on us, and then they're telling us that we could be quarantined. I'm sorry. Again, this was something that was forced on us, and I'm tired. I'm done with stuff being forced on us. I'm done with people telling me what's okay for my life. I'm done with people telling me I can't smoke pot, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. I'm a grown ass woman. I'm a military veteran, and I'm a warrior in my life, and I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do. I am going to treat my life the way that it's meant to be treated, with all the power and the grace and the freedoms and I am so grateful to be able to wake up every single day for everything that I have in my life. Whether I have $1 in my account or whether I have $1 million, it doesn't matter. I literally am making probably less money than I'm making right now than any other time in my life. And I am more motivated and happier doing these things that I'm doing than I've ever been, because I feel more true to who I am by taking accountability for myself than I ever have. And so these retreats are specifically designed to awaken your spirit and to wake you up and to basically help you to learn to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Life is uncomfortable. Change is uncomfortable. How long do you want to sit in your box? How long do you want to think that I can do better, but take no action? Like, how long? What would it take for people to get off their asses and actually be the people that they're meant to be on this planet, to help one another, to support one another, to stop racism, to stop hatred, to stop all the terrorism? Because it's literally 1% of the world population that is controlling and doing all these things. We are so powerful, the other 99% of us. We're so powerful, but we forget. And we allow the media, we allow the corporate people to consume our thoughts and to control our actions. Well, that no more. That's done for me. And so my retreats are specifically about unlocking your potential, about taking accountability for your life. If you want to find out where you're stuck in your life, if you want to know why you're not succeeding at the level you can succeed at, if you're stuck in a mind race and you're of hatred towards a person, a business, a race, a religion, your parents, it doesn't matter what it is. If you're stuck in that, you need to get to my retreat. You need to get somewhere. I don't care if you take my course or not, but do something to get out of that and start thinking for yourself.
Yeah, all too often there's a lot of people, they'll just take, I'll make an analogy of like aspirin to essentially mask whatever ailments you have, and it's not helping you, it's just preventing you from feeling. So we do that
Absolutely.
with alcohol, we do that with all kinds of vices, and a lot of
Everything.
people will abuse cannabis as well, but cannabis is a neural protectant. There's a patent, US patent on that very aspect of it. And so while it won't prevent coronavirus, it should help with your endocannabinoid system to help with your immune system, right? So
Awesome.
as the endocannabinoid system, or ECS, is kind of like the electrical box, each
Right.
switch is your digestive system, your nervous system, your immune system. And so if you're cannabinoid deficient, it's not really going to help. So,
Right.
definitely adding cannabinoids like CBD, THC, and the other 485 known cannabinoids is going to help.
Right.
And if you don't have the physical wherewithal to be able to mentally be there in the present,
Right.
it's kind of hard to live your life while you have this inflammation. And a
Absolutely.
lot of it is diet. We don't think our body is a temple as Americans. We kind of go after that thing that is the we're all American. We're Americans, right? And so
Right.
that immediate gratification of gluten, dairy, sugar, alcohol is inflaming our systems day in,
Right.
day out. And it's hard to
Every
be
single day.
mentally present when we're constantly feeding ourselves comfort food. Your body doesn't know the difference between comfort and bad choices. It only knows
Right.
comfort and discomfort. That's it.
Right.
And so it doesn't care if you're comforted by that inflammation. Your mind and body are happy, even though you're feeling terrible. And so first things first is, put things into your body that are going to heal it and provide some nutrients both mentally and physically. And so I was broken from sports. I used cannabis because I didn't like the way the pharmaceuticals made me feel. And then through that experience, I've come full circle. I was an atheist in high school because I didn't agree with the Catholic Church. I went
Right.
to college. I studied different religions from one quarter. Wasn't a lot, but 10 weeks of a combined intense theories of religion class, and made me realize that there's a unique common denominator here. That
Right.
there is a creator of some sort, that our
Absolutely.
pineal glands are being calcified in one form or another, and that lack of intuition is evident in
Right.
society. So we need to wake up. We need to kind of heal ourselves physically and mentally. And it sounds like this Washington spiritual retreat is one way of doing that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's just another tool. It's a tool that you can use. So definitely, if it vibes, and we keep the classes small. We only allow 20 people because there's personalized attention. Not only that, you also will. It's a combination of science and spirit. So I'm really glad that you actually even brought the health aspect into it with the science. We will have CBD available for people to sample, try things like that. They're at the retreat for, again, it's all about your full health, and your full health is completely taking care of yourself. So I agree with you completely. I was just smiling away when you were talking about the endocannabinoid system, because it truly brings me so much joy. My mom was a sixth grade science teacher. I just have always been wrapped up in science, and I too am a recovering Catholic. So I was raised very Catholic. And so with our family abilities, even though we have incredible gifts in our family, both bloodlines. And even with those gifts and knowing that we had these strong gifts, I still had to know why scientifically I could do what I could do. How could I know stuff about you when I had just met you? How could I know stuff about your past relative that I had never met? How could I know intimate details about someone's life, business, or whatever the case may be without ever meeting them before or talking to them on the phone? I've literally done readings around the world over the phone, never met these people face to face. I needed to know. I needed to know how I could do that. What scientifically I needed to know how. And we actually explain that in the retreat. So it's actually really cool. I love the combination of science and spirituality that I bring to my practice. Very, very unique. I'm very in your face. So if you can't handle the truth, do not come to my retreat. I'm just going to say that right now. I will be honest with you. If you want someone to stand in front of you and basically hold a mirror up, I'm your girl.
So for those that are listening and not watching on YouTube, it's a spiritual retreat where you can discover the real and authentic you, spend the weekend with professional coaches committed to your spiritual growth. So you're going to do an exclusive retreat held in different locations. You can come and learn about yourself, do yoga, create a journal, explore spiritual side, be fed incredible food, be with high vibration, positive people all weekend long, and much more. And so when is this and how can people get some more information?
The retreat is in May in La Conner, Washington. That's in western Washington. And it is May 15th, 16th, and 17th. It's over a weekend of Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in beautiful La Conner. If you've never been there, you're going to be thrilled. It's right on the waterfront. We do have a Facebook page, Washington Spiritual Retreats. We are working on creating the website. Again, I'm just relaunching, so a whole bunch of stuff kind of went to the wayside. I'm sure a lot of people understand that. However, we are on social media. They can find me, Cat Hart. I'm on all social media. I'm on Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I mean, I'm even on YouTube. I mean, you name it, I'm there. And so I basically, oh, and your listeners, if you guys are listening and you mention the Talking Hedge, you will get a $50 savings. So your listeners will get a little bit of a little savings on the retreat if they so choose.
We love that. Mention the Talking Hedge and get $50 off. So is this spiritual retreat during the La Conner Tulip Festival? It's kind of a North American famous event where there's a ton of fields with tulips and everything.
Actually, it's right after, and there's a purpose behind that. Yes, you could probably still maybe see some tulips and daffodils that are on the late end of the season, but the season is pretty much in all of April. You would not be able to get through town if you held it during the actual tulip festival. People that live there actually take their vacations around that time of the year because they don't even want to live in their own town because it's so packed and it's so jammed. I mean, literally hundreds of thousands of people come from all over the world to see the Tulip Festival up in Skagit County. So it's just right after that. You like I said, you'll get to see some tulips and some daffodils on the side roads, but you'll be just outside of that festival. But there's we've got some great live music. They're going to be opening up live music on the docks at night, and there's a wine tasting nearby, and it's just a beautiful little artsy, fun town that it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's a beautiful area. You know, great spot for a retreat, right on the water there. Very kind of slow life, I guess, just being about maybe an hour and a half north of Seattle. Yeah, great spot.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anything else that we missed out? Any other contact information where people can get a hold of you or anything else you want to?
No, I think the best thing probably on my Instagram, I respond right away. Sometimes on the Facebook Messenger, it takes me a little bit, but yeah, you can find me. It's K-A-T, Cat Hart. My book is actually under Cat Bohnsack. I recently got a divorce in the last year, and so I'm shifting my name legally to Hart, but it's under Cat Bohnsack, and that's B-O-H-N-S-A-C-K, like Bonn, Germany, and a sack lunch. It's your amazing itty bitty marijuana manual on Amazon and Kindle. If you wanted to grab the book, you can basically throw it up there. The cool thing is the Kindle version, when it was first released, was 99 cents, and it got so popular that they actually raised the Kindle version to $2.99. I didn't have control of that, but I just think it's kind of cool that this is what people want to see. You know, they really want the education, and they really want this. And my publisher has told me for years that this has been her #1 bestseller since I wrote it. And she runs the Itty Bitty series, and it is still the #1 selling book out of every single book. And that just goes to show you how much people want education on their holistic remedies for their life. They're adults, and they want to take control of their life.
Absolutely. I love that. Yeah. All right. Well, I want to thank my guests. Cat Hart, she's a veteran, she's a spiritual leader, she's a best-selling author, and a phenomenal warrior. So I appreciate you being on the podcast.
Josh, I just adore you, brother. You know that, and I really appreciate you having me. So anytime.
Appreciate it. All right, I am Josh Kincaid. This is The Talking Hedge. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, or don't, and I'm out.